Welcome back, everybody. I have a very special guest with me today. This is Daniel, and he is the one who helped me rehab my shoulder last year after I dislocated it. He's the one that took me from broken to back on the bike, and I'm forever in his debt for that. Today, the objective is, one of the reasons that I wanted to film a video with Daniel is because Daniel has some very specific insights that can help us mountain bikers, not just with helping injuries that have happened, but also with injury prevention. So today, I'm going to have him take a look at my left shoulder a year after our rehab together and give me, his thoughts on where I'm at in my left shoulder. And then we're going to talk a little bit about things that I can do and you guys can do while on the road during the riding season to help prevent injuries from happening in the first place. And then we're going to wrap up by going over some, what'd you say,
some mobility movement type exercises. I guess you'd call them exercises, but basic things that everybody can do in about 5 to 10 minutes a day just to keep themselves, healthy, and prevent them from aging into a decrepit old man.
I don't want that.
No, I don't want that either.
Okay, cool. Well, let's start by giving the old look-see at the left shoulder. It's still pretty creaky, I'll tell you.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
he hasn't seen this in a year.
Yeah. So just to refresh what we had before. You were riding back road trail.
Yeah, back country,
out, right?
landed, dislocated it.
And you sprained the AC joint.
Yes.
For all the lay people at home, it's essentially where your collarbone meets the ball inside of your shoulder, right over here.
Yeah.
And it was pretty stiff.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. I waited for a while before actually going in to see a physical therapist. I thought I could do the therapy on my own. Big mistake. Don't do that. Yeah. And then I finally sought out help, found Daniel, and by that point, I had like almost no mobility in my shoulder. So yeah, it was rough.
Yeah. So take home for that, kids, is get PT first.
Yeah.
And find a good local physical therapist, knows the body, can do manual therapy. And a lot of physios can see you even without doctor's prescriptions. You can go straight in and say, hey, I just want to get my shoulder checked out. I want to get my knee checked out.
Yeah.
And bypass a lot of the other expenses and time of waiting.
Yeah.
So this is pretty creaky. It's pretty stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how.
And there was like almost no mobility.
Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. You've been doing at least some of your exercises.
I did. I kept up on my exercises for like a long time, to be honest. I have. One of the other reasons I wanted to come see Daniel is I definitely started slacking on my exercises, and as soon as I did that, I felt my shoulder getting weak and a little bit more unstable. So I wanted a refresher on the exercises that I can do to help keep it healthy throughout the year.
So this is looking really good.
It still feels pretty solid?
It's feeling, the mobility is better than it was when you left me, which tells me that you've been using your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you've been using it in meaningful ways, that way the change was permanent rather than temporary. Which is awesome. Let's check the strength out a little bit. So keep that there. And
this is where I feel like I'm...
That's solid.
Pretty good.
Again, push. Really good. Keep that there. These are the true tailbones here, the rotation. So push up.
Oh, that hurts.
Hurts?
That's hard. It's hard right on my rotator cuff.
It engages, but it's a little bit not quite as stable as you'd like it to be.
Right.
Alright, good. Yeah. So a little bit of weakness in the cuff.
Okay.
But it's engaging, so it's neurologically active. It just means that we need to really drill on home, like, hey, we need you to work. And work, in coordination with a few of the other muscles. That way it translates to your actual activity.
So I came in to see Daniel this week because I had a crash the other week, and my right shoulder's been bothering me quite a bit. But the thing that I want to know more than anything is honestly like things that I can do on the road to stay healthy and prevent injuries from happening in the first place. And I think you probably have some good insight into that.
Yeah, totally. So there's a lot that you can do, especially with minimal equipment.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. That's why it's difficult for me.
No, there's plenty that you can do. You don't need a lot of equipment. Usually, even just your body is enough. If you move your body around in a variety of ways, it's going to be enough to keep the mobility of all your joints fully present. That's Sadie. Photo bombing live on YouTube. It's great. So one of that the key things that we've talked about is that things that bend don't break.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously you're going to get into some crashes. It's just part of the sport. But keeping the full mobility of the shoulder joint, of the rib cage, will make it so it's adaptable to that surface as opposed to, you know, either a bone fracture or dislocation or anything like that. So the bone mobility is key. It's the most important thing. But before we get to that, there's a couple tools I think that'll be
I wanted to know more about this, but I wanted to wait till we were on camera.
We have simple lacrosse ball, which doesn't look like much, but it has a world of pain contained inside of it. It just needs to know where to go.
Foam rollers.
Yeah, a little bit more pinpointed than a foam roller, right? And a lot lighter for travel.
Yeah.
Right? So you could easily fit that in a pant pocket or a backpack or wherever.
For sure.
So this is great for soft tissue release work. Any muscles that get tight, you can pin it.
Out with
that. You can roll it out over, or you can even just pin it and then let the weight of your body sink into the ball and let it relax into it. And that'll get the tension out of the muscle. Great for hips, great for low back, great for the chest area, neck area.
All right, so now Daniel's going to show us a few exercises or a few mobility exercises that we can do on the road to help with injury prevention. Some simple things to keep you healthy that you can do every day. All right, what do you got?
So first one's going to be using this double lacrosse ball, also called a peanut if you're trying to find one on Amazon or anything like that. It's going to be good for opening up this part of your body, which really controls what you can do with your arms, but also what you do with your core. So very important area to get into. It gets really stiff on people who punch forward all the time. So what you're going to do is
I hear you.
You're going to take this little divot there and you're going to put it right in the center of your back. And you're just going to lay on it, which doesn't look like much, but the body weight is pushing down on the balls and creating a little bit more mobility in that back area. If I want to make it more, I can cross my arms and roll back and forth a little bit. This is the pancaking I was talking about. Because you're flattening out the lacrosse ball. That's a pancake.
Can I try?
Yeah.
I'm curious how this feels.
Just roll back and forth a little bit.
Oh man, there.
Yeah. You've got a little stiffness there.
So when you say mobility, like
I'm talking about moving the bones, the joints, not the muscles. Muscle length would be more like flexibility, like how far can you stretch your hamstring. This is more like, do these bones slide on each other, which is what you need in order to have active motion. Yeah. And so just moving up and down, finding usually tender areas or areas that need attention.
Yeah.
That's why they're
that needed attention.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's the first exercise.
What else we got?
Yeah. So give you a couple hip ones.
Okay.
I know
hips are very, very important for mountain bikers.
Yeah. So hips and low back, we're going to target those two areas quite a bit. So if you lay on your back, good, and legs up into the air, knees bent 90 degrees, keep your legs together, and arms in a T, there you go. Let both legs drop down on one side together, and then back the other way.
I think I've done this one before. This is a good one.
Yeah. It's simple, right? It's nothing glamorous, but
it's so important.
Yeah.
The hips are a very neglected, important area for mountain bikers. A lot of guys have very, very tight hips, and it really negatively affects your mountain bike performance. You have to have loose hips in order to corner well. You just have to have loose hips in order to be very fluid on the bike.
You lose all your agility.
Yeah.
You lose your ability to respond to the terrain.
Yeah. No, this is great.
Yeah.
And this is a super simple one. I don't need anything. I
Nothing at all.
Ever.
Yeah.
This is great. This is the type of exercise I want. All right. What else we got?
So sit up for me. Next one's like this. Sit, lean back a little bit. Feet a little wider than hip width apart. And keeping your butt on the ground, you're going to drop both knees down to one side and then the other. So this is like a double knee rock, right? So
where am I supposed to feel this?
Down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. So you're a little tight in there, yeah. This is working on the rotation of the ball and socket of your hip joint.
Okay.
Which is often, again, overlooked.
Yeah.
in mountain biking, it's a lot of one direction, right? You don't really rotate quite as much unless if you're cornering a little bit, but not to this degree.
Oh.
But all the stabilizing muscles of your hips are rotational. And so if you don't have the full range of that, you're going to be lacking a lot of stability.
That's exactly what I need to be working on. Exactly. Sweet. All right, I'm stoked on these already.
Okay. So lay on your side. Great. And keep this leg up here, this leg down. And reach both arms out this way. You can have a pillow or a foam roller or whatever there. Rock. And then reach open like this, really rotate. Take a deep breath in. You feel a stretch in your ribs when you do that?
Yeah.
And come back.
So that's mainly my
ribs and back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You got another one?
Yeah. I'll give you one more. So you're gonna be sitting here. You can bend your knees to make it a little easier. Reach all the way back like this.
You have insane shoulder flexibility.
And come back up.
How do you do that? And what is this helping?
So this is helping with shoulder extension.
Okay.
It's gonna stretch out everything in the front of shoulder, biceps, rotator cuff, chest. But it's also, how often do we go into this motion, right?
Yeah.
Until things go bad.
Right. Right. That's
right?
true.
Because as soon as you crash and you start rolling, your arm's gonna go wherever it needs to go in order for you to keep going.
Shit hits the fan, your body goes wherever it needs to.
So it's something that you can definitely work on. These are obviously short, easy exercises. You do 10 reps once, twice.
Yeah. No, wait, hold on. That's a good question. Is this something you should be doing that people can be doing every day?
Yeah, this is something you can do every day.
Yeah.
Some of my patients have to do a couple times a day, even depending on how severe their stiffness is and how quickly they're trying to progress to the next thing. They're not long holds, so you're not really putting stress on any of the muscles or the ligaments or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you're actively working on, can you move into a better position?
Right.
And if you can move into a better position repeatedly, it's going to get better and better and better.
All right, and there you have it. A few ways that you can help keep yourself healthy, work on some injury prevention, and make yourself a little bit mobile each day or each week, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good. Daniel, thank you so much, man. It was good to meet you again, and good to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for the help, and thanks for, he volunteered to be a part of this video, which is really cool. So, yeah, I appreciate that too. And I think I got to finish off with saying the reason I made a video like this is to impress upon everyone just how important your health is.
Yeah.
A lot of mountain bikers are so focused on just going and riding that all they end up doing is going and riding. Mm-hmm. And you forget that there's other things that you need to be working on to keep your body healthy, because if it's not, then you're not going to be able to ride at some point. Yeah. So, your physical fitness and your health is like the most important thing you have. You need to be working on it constantly so you can be doing things like mountain biking longer.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week, focusing a little bit more on the fitness and the health side of things. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming of riding next week. Until then, you know what to do. Live free, ride hard, and get stoked. You knew it!
Yeah. So you have a tendency to pinch off that tendon.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
It just gets a little inflamed.
That sucks.
Yeah.